Hello, good morning. It is a Monday morning, my friends, and I am off to the gym, or I'm about to leave for the gym. And it's my first day, or my first week on my updated training cycle. So I thought for this week's video, I would take you along with me on how I approach a new training cycle in terms of the load, the weight that I'm lifting, the intensity, how I approach new exercises in terms of the weight that I choose to start with, and yeah, take you with me. So let's go. Okay, so starting off with chin-ups, we've got an AMRAP to 5 reps. So as many reps as possible, up to 5. And then any reps that I don't hit as full unassisted, I'm going to do as eccentric. So I'm going to do 5 reps total, a mixture of full unassisted and AMRAP reps. Annoyingly, my gym got rid of the really nice pull-up bar that I could do some pretty comfortable supinated grip chin-ups on. Now they only have neutral grips, and I'm weaker on neutral grip than I am supinated. So I'm probably only going to get 2 or 3 reps full unassisted reps now before I'm going to have to swap to eccentric, which is not ideal, but we work with it. We do what we can. Actually, that 3rd rep felt pretty good. Didn't think I was going to get that. Okay, had to wait a little while, but finally on the Smith machine, doing some hack squats. So first time doing these in a long while as part of my dedicated training structure. So in my previous cycle, I was doing Smith machine rear foot elevated split squats, and I was doing that with 15 kg. So I know that 15 kg is an absolute minimum that I'll be able to hit for these hack squats. So obviously it's a double leg variation. So I'm going to start just with the barbell weight, just to warm up the squat mobility. And then I'm going to start with 20 kg as my first working set, see how that feels, and then go from there. But I've added the heel elevation plate. I don't know if you can see on the floor just there. Heel elevation to help with depth at the bottom, making it feel comfortable. So yeah, I'm going to start with just the barbell weight, work through a good range, get comfortable, and then load it up. Okay, my first working set didn't record, but I was working with 20 kg and it felt pretty tasty as I got to the top end of my working rep range. So I've added on another 1.25 kg plate onto each side, making it 22.5 kg total. By the way, please do not be afraid to use the little baby weights. In fact, I encourage you to use the little baby weights because it just bridges the gap between your big 5 to 10 kg increments so much more effectively. You're going to be able to increase weight more linearly as a result, rather than jumping from 20 to 25 to 30. And it's not cheating, and it's not pussying out, and it's not wimpish. It's effective progressive overload. Anyway, I need to stop procrastinating and just do this step. Yep, definitely my working weight for now. Okay, I have to straddle this seat because my feet don't touch the floor, otherwise it's not a very attractive angle. But next up we've got shoulder press machine, supersetted with dumbbell lat raises. So I've used roughly the same amount of load that I would for a dumbbell shoulder press, and it should be a little bit more comfortable on the machine because of the extra support that the machine provides. So I should be able to work with slightly more load than I would for a dumbbell shoulder press. But now I've lost track of the amount of reps that I've done because I've been chatting. Oh, that was tasty. I'm going to call that 11. I think that probably was. exercise was in my previous plan, so I just used the same weight and kept working on the reps. So that one was easy to figure out. Okay, we're going for 22.5 now. Good morning. Let's go and do session 2. All right, starting with a single leg landmine Romanian deadlift. I'm really enjoying this exercise actually. I had it in my last cycle. I'm really enjoying the connection to the glutes. Standing on a plate to elevate myself off the floor a little bit more so we can hit good depth at the bottom of the rep. Pressing through the midfoot. The connection of the glutes and those is absolutely unmatched. Strap yourself in. There is no way I'm doing this kind of weight without the aid of straps. Oh my god. Then I'm going to superset that with some offset dumbbell lateral lunges. I have absolutely no idea about weight with these, so I'm just going to start with 12s. We'll see what happens. Okay, not too bad, but can definitely go heavier. So I'm going to go 14s for the next set. Okay, just added a little weight onto my RDLs, so I was actually hitting above my 5 rep range for the previous weight. So that tells me that I can do more. I can add more weight. 22.5 for this set. 20 from last set, 22.5 for this set. Let's go. Like I said yesterday, do not underestimate the small plates. Whew. Oh, the glute burn. The glute burn is real. Holy shit. That weight got better though. It's definitely the weight I'm going to stick to. Okay, next up we've got wide grip lat pull down. I know roughly what I'm working with here. It's either going to be 30 or 35 kg. I'm going to strap myself in from the get-go. Because it's week 1 of a new cycle, I don't really want to be pushing to maximum effort or maximum failure on anything, because I want to give my body time to adapt and adjust to the new cycle so that I'm not outrageously sore for the next few days. But with something like a lat pull down, where I kind of know where my working weight is, I can afford to push close to failure because it's not a brand new exercise. I had a variation of a lat pull down in my previous cycle. So I'm probably going to push closest to failure on this exercise out of all of the exercises in this new session. The only annoying thing is with this machine, it's a little bit broken. I can't adjust the height of the hip pads. So I'm not going to feel as stable as I would if the machine wasn't broken. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm going to start off with 30 and see how that feels. Yeah, it's definitely my working weight there. Got one more set at 8 to 10 reps, and then I've got a drop set for my third set. Drop set meaning reduce the weight slightly and go for a higher volume of reps. It's a really good way to understand whether you're working
with a challenging enough load or near enough having exercise is you get to your rest period, and maybe your rest period is meant to be 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes, and you get to sort of 60 seconds into that rest period and you're like, oh, I feel good, I can go again. Then you can lift more. You should be needing your full rest period for every set. And if you don't feel like you need your full rest period, lift a little bit heavier or go for a few more reps on your next set.
Don't be afraid to get stuck on a rep. When the reps get sticky, that's when you know you're making progress. Okay, drop set. So taking the weight down by 5 kg, have 60 seconds rest or a shorter rest period, and then go in for a final drop set with higher rep range.
Okay, at this point I started talking to the camera for ages, forgetting that I'd taken my mic off and there was absolutely no sound on this clip. But essentially what I was saying was I was about to start my next superset of a drop jump with a 1 foot land into pistol squats. So the drop jumps are a great exercise to build reactive strength development. Obviously in running there's a lot of repetitive strain and pressure going through the legs one after the other. So we're training the body to deal with and absorb that stress more effectively, and also working on building deceleration training into the mix through exercises like drop jumps, especially drop jumps with a 1 foot land. Then moving on to pistol squats, obviously a great single leg exercise that builds strength through a big old range of motion. So we're getting the hips, the hamstrings, quads and glutes involved in some degree, and also improving balance and mobility, which are good areas for runners to improve in. And it's a very cool thing to do as well.
Final exercise of the day, tricep dips. Just done one set to see what the working leg was looking like.
Forgot how humbling these are. Final new session of the week, and I am absolutely terrified to leave the flat right now. It is so rainy and windy. Let me see if I can show you. Hopefully you can appreciate by the sounds and the sights of that tree blowing in the wind. It is mental outside, so not really looking forward to leaving. I mean, the car is literally across the road, so shouldn't be too much of an issue, but even so, the things we do to get stronger, eh? Things we do. Right, I've been procrastinating for far too long, so let's go and do this thingy. Final one of the week. So I've been to the gym Monday, Tuesday, and then it's Thursday today. I've got my mum coming to visit for the weekend, so I've been wanting to get these sessions ticked and done before she gets here, so I don't have to worry about trying to fit them in over the weekend. So let's go.
Okay, so first up we've got a glute medius kickback.
Just slightly adjusting the angle to which we're kicking back in. So rather than thinking about the leg coming straight back behind you, we're aiming for more of a 10 to 11 o'clock on the clock kind of line of direction. So we're kicking in more of a diagonal alignment. I prefer to set up a cable kickback with the cable set about 5 or 6 notches up on the rung so that the resistance profile can sweep upwards as you come back to the machine. You can keep a softness in both legs, so both the working leg and the standing leg, and really plant your body down into the floor, ground yourself down into the floor as you swing back. Hold onto the cable machine with both arms to help with the stabilizing aspect of the exercise. Flexing the foot on that working leg, and a little bit of stillness at the top of the rep. Whew. Yeah, so I've kept this session more compound accessory focused. Still lower body and core, but it's more accessory lower body, slightly less focus or emphasis on compound movements, just to give my CNS system a little bit of a break in and around my longer, more intense training runs that I will inevitably always tend to do on a weekend. Into some hanging straight leg raises. Really good. Love this exercise for the core development, but also hip flexor development and strength. They're a bloody bitch though. This exercise was in my previous plan from my last cycle, so I'm just working at my previous top weight. Okay, so we've got split squat half raise. I love to add into runners programs. It's challenging, obviously single leg strength, but also ankle stability, ankle strength, ankle mobility, and coordination, and endurance actually. It's a multifaceted exercise, high rep range, keeping that back knee as close to the floor as possible, keeping your pelvis tucked underneath the rest of your body. Oh, Jesus. Straight into jump lunges, focuses on explosiveness, getting as much air underneath your feet as possible in each jump, creating them as dynamic and plyometric as possible. Oh, quads on fire.
Finishing up with Nordic curls, bit of a rogue setup, but actually it worked really well. Lodged my feet underneath the curve runner for the stability aspect and then focused on the eccentric or the lengthening phase, taking every rep as slow as I could before I felt like I was about to lose control and faceplant.
And there you have it, folks. Week 1 of my new strength cycle done and dusted. Really enjoyed that final session actually. I liked the fact that it was more accessory based. Didn't need quite as much mental stamina for that session as I do my other 2 sessions. I liked the balance of stimulus across the week. I liked the fact that I had 2 full body sessions with a little bit more upper body emphasis, because I then had that third lower body session to balance it all out. I liked the direct focus on lower body, sort of runners focused strength elements and the plyometric elements and the power elements, not just focusing on that really hardcore bodybuilder sort of segments. Yeah, big fan. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you found it interesting. If you want to stick around, drop the subscribe button, a little tickle. Please do like this video if you enjoyed and all that shebang, and I'll speak to you in the next one.